I know that this crowd, based on your love for culture and art, can do better than what I heard. Good morning. That's the crowd I know. Good morning. I'm the Vice Mayor of Broward County, Robert McKenzie. Today, we are gathered with artists, arts organizations, the Cultural Council members, county commissioners, county staff, colleagues, and arts supporters to officially kick off a year-long celebration of arts and culture in Broward County. This is not just an anniversary. This is a thank you. And it's a promise to the next 50 years. I want to begin by acknowledging my colleagues on the County Commission who are here today. Senator Stephen Geller. An arts and cultural champion from Broward County to Tallahassee to the White House, Senator Stephen Geller. That's the part of his resume he cut out. And next we have County Commissioner Hazel Rogers, my friend, my dad's friend, a 30-year seasoned public servant working all throughout this county and in Tallahassee, Hazel Rogers. And there was another young man here that no longer wears a tie since he stepped down from the mayorship. But he too is an enthusiast in arts and culture, and he loves libraries. And he has served from Hollywood and now on the county commission and has done wonderful work here in Broward County. And I want him to stand up and you all receive him. Beam Fur. And I understand we have some visitors from Sunrise. Is Latoya Clark, who is the assistant deputy? Where are you? I see you. And I saw you in the hallway. Stand up again. Look at that face. Look, she was so vibrant when this morning when I walked in. I needed a cup of coffee, and I saw her, and then I no longer wanted the coffee. There's also a young man I want to just make note of who's in the building. He's not elected, but he does some wonderful work at the Old Dillard Museum. Emmanuel Jordan, are you still here? He was just featured. He was just featured on the front page of Miami Herald and the Sun Sentinel for his great work. It's called the Sis-Trunk, Then and Now. And a film is coming, am I correct? Yes, it is. And who else do we have here? Commissioner of Wilton Manors. Stand up, sir. Say your name out loud. That's it. And I know him, and I work well with him and his commission on a lot of projects. Lamar Fisher and I work with him well, so it's just that I couldn't see the writing here today, but thank you for being here. And thank you for your leadership, thank you for your partnerships, and your continued support of arts culture here in Broward County. I'm excited. I don't know about you. I'm excited. We had 50 years in a commission, 50 years ago, 1976, decided to start this division, or arts. And here we are 50 years later. 50 years ago, on May 11th, 1976, the commission passed one of the first public art ordinances in the nation. in the nation. That decision didn't just place art in public places, it planted a vision. That vision led to the creation of the Broward Arts Council in 1977, now today as the Broward Cultural Council. And over the next 5 decades, our cultural sector has grown, evolved, and strengthened our community. It hasn't always been easy, Senator Geller, but it was always worth it. The past 50 years has been marked by many cultural milestones, like the building of the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. To Sailboat Bend Artist Lofts that provide artists with affordable, live workspace. To the Art Serve, one of the nation's first arts incubators, to the arts parks in Hollywood, Miramar, Lauderhill, Pembroke Pines, Pompano Beach, and of course, the Cultural Division's award-winning public art and design program, and the tens of millions of dollars that the Commission has invested in our cultural sector over the decades. Tens of millions of dollars, because art matters. It matters. These are not just projects. They are proof of what happens when a community chooses creativity and the importance Broward County places on the development of our cultural identity. It's our driver's license. It's our identity. Our identity here in Broward County. And as we look ahead, we're not slowing down. We are building the future through initiatives like Ignite Broward, our award-winning Art and Light Festival, celebrating its 5th anniversary and opening February 13th in my district, Senator Geller, at Reverend Samuel DeVellevo Memorial Park. And I know, and I joke with him a lot, but he has had his hand in every piece of the state of Florida. So I say that with love and passion. I say that with love and passion. Through the West Broward Cultural Center in, here it is again, Senator Geller's district. And through the artists, organizations, and leaders in this room who continue shaping what comes next. So today, I want to do something simple, yet powerful. I want to thank each and every one of you for the role you played in supporting our growing cultural ecosystem. This year-long celebration is not only about the county's investment in arts and culture, but also about the contributions made by the people in this room, and many, many more that aren't in this room. Give yourselves a round of applause. The strength and vitality of our cultural ecosystem is built on the resilience of the artists, arts organizations, arts administrators, art advocates, and those that live and breathe arts and culture. It is because of you that we have a cultural ecosystem to support. So I ask, while we kick off our celebration of 50 years of arts and culture with 50 and forward, 50 and forward, 50 and forward. We not only celebrate the leadership of Broward County of this commission and the previous county commissions, we also celebrate the tireless work each of you do to make Broward County the amazing community we know and love. Applause. And we have so much to be grateful for and even more to look forward to. Thank you. Thank you for making Broward County creative, vibrant, and alive. Here's to celebrating 50 years of arts, culture, And here's to 50 more years of arts and culture in Broward County. Give yourselves a round of applause. And the next voice you will hear will be Senator Stephen Geller.
Thank you, Vice Mayor McKenzie. For those of you that don't know the Vice Mayor, I think that's hard to imagine, but he's been a longtime leader in Fort Lauderdale. And Broward County is one of the most diverse counties in the United States. We have our Native American population, we have an Asian population, about 5%. African American or Black, because you have in the African American community, in the Black community, you've got African American, English speaking Caribbean American, French speaking Caribbean American. We have Hispanics from many, many countries, and it's very important that we have a cultural art program and cultural community that respects all of the different diversity that we have here in Broward. I know Commissioner McKenzie, Commissioner Hazel Rogers, or Hasley Rogers, everybody's been mispronouncing her name for decades. It's actually Hasley Rogers. Have been strong advocates for diversifying our cultural arts, and of course, former Mayor and Commissioner Furr has been just outstanding, long-time supporter of the arts. Commissioner McKenzie had mentioned a couple of things. He had mentioned the building of the Broward Center. Somewhere on the ground floor, there is a very large statue, and it has the names engraved of the school board, the legislature, et cetera, that were responsible for the funding. Next time you look at that, you see my name on that from the 1989 appropriation from the state that helped build the Broward Center. So yeah, I was in the legislature back in '89. And Commissioner McKenzie also mentioned the West Broward Cultural Center. I received a call earlier this week from somebody, oh, can we build a whatever there? And I said, no. The county had gotten so many requests for the former Young at Art building that they wanted to buy it and make it housing. They wanted to make it an office park. They wanted to put county government buildings there. And I kept saying, no, no, and no, it has to remain a cultural facility because, and I love East Broward. I used to represent, all of East Broward, south of Broward Boulevard in the legislature in the Senate for a long time. But you have to spread the county culture around. And to me, it was very important that that building in Davie remain a cultural facility. And when it's done, it's probably another 2 or 3 years, it's going to be magnificent. As many of you know, I serve on and have been the representative from the County Commission to the Cultural Council for I think it's 7 or 8 years now. And as the Vice Mayor mentioned, the Cultural Council was inaugurated in 1977. Since that time, it's played a critical role in advising the Commission and past commissions on the policies that help our cultural sector grow and thrive. If you are a member of the Cultural Council, please stand. Please join me in thanking them. And I would like to recognize 2 people in particular, Jill Weisberg, who has just begun her service as chair. Jill, where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, yeah, thank you for stepping up into that leadership position, which will take a lot of your time, more than you thought. And Janet Ehrlich, for your years of service and steady leadership as chair. Thank you for what you've built. the arts are not a luxury. They're not an extra. They're part of what makes a place worth living. And I'm going to go off script here. Those of you that have heard me speak here every year have heard a lot of what I'm going to say now, but some of you are new and haven't. I believe that you can tell a great deal about the soul of a government by how it deals with its arts, whether it funds it or not. Those of you that have been on the Cultural Council or been to these meetings know I have pushed very hard each year to increase Broward County's budget that we spend on the arts. And we have. We have been successful in making substantial improvements in our funding, particularly post-COVID. But it's not just the cultural part, although I think that that's, again, makes life worth living here. It's the business part. As a county commissioner, one of my highest priorities has been creating high-paid jobs in Broward County. And we know, I know when I was mayor, Commissioner Furr knew when he was mayor, Vice Mayor McKenzie already knows, but we'll find out more when he's mayor. The fact is, when you look at and you're trying to recruit businesses to come here, one of the first things that they ask me is, do you have a Philharmonic? Do you have a theater? Do you have an opera? What is your cultural community like? Do you have community theaters? Do you have multicultural activities for our employees? And in Broward County, we can say the same thing. Yes, to all of those. And that is a big item when we are recruiting. So it's not just about beauty, although that's important. It's not just about our culture and our soul, although those are important. It's also about job creation, which is also important, again, with high-paid jobs. As I said, it's about economic strength, and that's why I want to invite you to something important. Please get out your calendars now, your phones, and make sure that they're not ringing. But on Tuesday, March 3rd at 10 a.m., I'll repeat that date, Tuesday, March 3rd at 10 a.m., in the County Commission chambers, which are really far from here. They are directly across the street. I will be presenting a proclamation officially naming 2026 the Year of Arts and Culture in Broward County. Well, let's be clear. Proclamation is just paper unless it's backed by people. And so we're going to need people to rededicate themselves to the cultural community here in Broward. This year-long celebration will only succeed with your participation, your ideas, your energy, your creativity, and your leadership. So please put it on your calendar and try and be there when I make that proclamation in March. Our cultural director will speak more about what's ahead, but today is your invitation to be part on shaping it. And by the way, as far as I understand, we have still not reached the absolute final conclusion on what's going to be in the West Broward Cultural Center. And those of you we have most of it lined up, but that's another area that I think we're still welcoming input in. Again, when we invest in the arts, we're really investing in the kind of community that we want to be. We want to be a good community. We need and want a good cultural background. And I think, again, look around the room, we've gone a long way towards doing that. I would like now to introduce somebody who has done a tremendous job as director of the, I want to get his title right, director of, it just says cultural director, but our cultural director who has, Phil, how many years have you been here now? About 5? 6.5. Has just done a great job here. I mean, he's really shaken up what we've been doing here in Broward County. And if you haven't heard him play, also a skilled musician, let me introduce the Broward County Cultural Director, who's done a great job, Phil Dunlap.
Thank you, Senator Geller, Vice Mayor McKenzie, Commissioner Rogers, Commissioner Furr. I do also want to acknowledge Hollywood City Commissioner Adelma Quintana, who I saw sneak in, so I didn't get it on your list, Vice Mayor, so that's, and it was my shoddy handwriting that couldn't read Commissioner Darminio's name, so apologies on that. Lessons learned. So good morning, everyone. As I said, thank you, Vice Mayor McKenzie, Senator Geller, the other commissioners joining us today, and of course our Cultural Council members in attendance. And I want to thank you, every artist, every organization, cultural leader, partner, journalist, and of course, my wonderful staff. And all the other supporters that are in this room. And as you've heard today, we're here to kick off something big. This year marks 50 years since the Broward County Commission took bold action, creating a public art ordinance rooted in something powerful. The idea that the arts are not decoration, because they're a foundation. And as we like to think of it, they are infrastructure. They shape how we live, how we feel, how we connect, and who we become as a community. And 50 years later, we're standing in the story that decision made possible. And over the next 12 months, we're going to celebrate that story. We're going to celebrate your story, not just with signature events, but by framing everything that we do through the lens of our 50th anniversary. You've seen our 50th anniversary mark. How could you miss it? This will be the visual thread that ties this year together. You're going to see it across events, on materials, in spaces, in places, and in the stories that we tell. But here's the most important thing I want to say today. And as the Vice Mayor said, this is not a celebration of the cultural division. This is a celebration of you, of your work, your risk-taking, your creativity, your impact. So we're inviting you, we're asking you to help us tell this story, to help us tell your story. We want your moments, your memories, your milestones, your hopes and dreams for what comes next. And our team has put together a number of opportunities and ways for you to support. So here's how you can be part of it. And I'll preface this by saying you're going to receive an email follow-up with all of this and subsequent follow-ups. So don't feel like you have to remember everything or write everything down right now. But we want you to share your story. So our team has created a portal on our website for you to upload your favorite photos, videos. Tell us your favorite and most powerful cultural moments in Broward. And many of the stories and photos we collect will be used throughout the year to help us tell this story, to tell your story. In the post-event follow-up, we'll be sharing a link and many follow-ups throughout the year. If you have physical photographs, you can bring them to our office, and our amazing partners at Broward County Library will digitize them. Throughout the year, our Broward Arts Journalism Storytelling Team, or as we call them, BAHA, there are local artists, journalists, and content creators who will be strategically dispatched to attend events and capture voices and memories from your audiences. Just as some of them are here with us today, we want to hear your audience's favorite past cultural moments and their hopes and dreams for the future of our cultural sector. And I'm sure you've noticed these large 3D printed anniversary logos. So we invite you to host one of our 3D logos for a day or a week. Take photos, make social media posts, put it in the lobby before a show. Take a photo of it with the cast of your theater performance. We want it to travel throughout the community as a visual representation of this community-wide celebration. With these photos, we'll work with your organization on collaborative posts reflecting 50 years of arts and culture and deploy them strategically throughout the year so that the social media landscape coming from Broward County screams 50 and forward. There'll be another opportunity for you to do that later. You know, I like a good call and response. In addition to the logos, we have plenty of window clings to adorn your windows. We invite you to place the logo in your signature, in your email signature. Place it in your printed materials, on your website. Use the logo as our collective mark as we look toward the next 50 years. Weave the 50th into your curtain speeches, your newsletter, your programs, your social media channels, your websites. Use this mark as a collective statement of the importance of the past 50 years and the hopes and dreams of the next 50 years. We have a hashtag, Broward Arts 50. Tag us. Help us show what 50 years of culture really looks like. As I mentioned before, you're going to receive an email soon with everything you need. A toolkit with logos, links, and ways to plug in. And we don't just want to send it and disappear. We'll be reaching out personally to support you in whatever way makes sense for you. Because this campaign is not top-down, it's grassroots, it's collective, it's community-powered. Together, we're going to show how deeply arts and culture live in Broward County. And as you head out today, we've got a few small thank yous. We've got some 50th anniversary tote bags. And in those tote bags, you'll have some window clings. What else is in the tote bags? Oh yeah, so we have a very limited edition number of 50th anniversary cookies that were locally baked by Lonnie's Custom Cookies. And in the bag, you might have a voucher that says, "Congratulations, you win a cookie." And if you're lucky enough to get one, you can redeem it at the back table. And while you're enjoying all of that, Clayton, where's Clayton? Clayton Gutsmore is with our Broward Arts Journalism Alliance program, is going to maybe pull you aside and ask you to share what your favorite cultural moment is. You saw outside we have a step and repeat with one of the logos. Make sure to get your photo in front of it. Make this moment visible. If a story is already in your head, make sure that we capture it. Before we leave, I want to leave you with this. 50 years ago, people believed in a future that they would not fully get to see. They invested anyway. They built anyway. And now it's your turn. So here's to the artists who dreamed, the leaders who invested, the communities that showed up. Here's to 50 years of arts and culture in Broward County. Here's to 50 more. Here's to what comes next. 50 and... Thank you all for being here today. It means a lot. We'll be in touch. Let's celebrate together. And if we could get all the elected officials, the council members out in front of the step and repeat, we want to get a couple photos with everyone.